Right now, everyone, if you're just joining us, we have learned that James Comey is going to be testifying publicly before the Senate Intelligence Committee next week, could be as early as Thursday. And we are also learning that he is expected to say that President Trump asked him to back off the Flynn probe, of course, into General Flynn, amid the concerns that there might be some connection there with the Russians. I am joined on set by Fox News military analyst Jack Keane, here to help break down this news that's just coming our way. In general, what's your gut instinct, knowing that General Flynn was in the military? There's some confusion as to what his relationship there was with the Russians, and some concerns, obviously. As this spills over into Comey's realm, and he is allegedly going to say that the president asked him to back off the investigation, how problematic is this going to be for the administration?
Well, we'll see. I mean, I think it has a lot to do with actually what was said, the tone of it. Certainly the director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation has an obligation himself. If he believes anybody was obstructing his investigation, he's bound by law to take action. And he didn't take any action other than to write a memo to himself.
That's an important point, right? I mean, to your point, if you think that the president is getting in the way of an investigation, you have a duty to say something. I mean, a memo, it's not enough. You would theoretically have to follow through on that memo. Yeah,
I think if he interprets it a way like this, that the president is not acting to impede an investigation that would harm him. He just he believes he's got a good soldier here who's served his country well, and he's been caught up in this maelstrom of adverse publicity around him, doesn't think he's really done anything wrong. Is there any way you could get this thing over with as quickly as possible, or whatever?
Tone matters.
The tone, I think, is very important. And how that is. He's not directing, in other words, another way to look at it is, he directing Comey to stop the investigation involving Flynn and bring it to a halt, and he says words to that effect? Probably not, because Comey did not take any action other than to write a memo, which I understand he does routinely. I know every time I've been in the presence of the Secretary of Defense or the President of the United States or the Vice President, who I had the opportunity to brief a number of times, I always wrote memos myself. Mostly for historical reasons, because of the prominence and the positions that they hold.
Do you think that James Comey in any way has an axe to grind at this point? In other words, the whole firing did not go over so well. He learned while giving a speech by looking up at the television that he was out. Not ideal. Could he be influenced at all by that?
Well, I just think he has to deal with his own record and what he chose to do with that information that he received. Obviously, he didn't tell his number two, the Deputy Director McCabe, because on the questioning he was asked, has anyone interfered with any of the investigations? And he said, no, sir. There has not been any. So I think it'll be worth hearing what the director has to say.
And hey, look, if nothing else, it would be good to get some of this innuendo cleared up, because nobody knows really what the heck actually happened. And some have pointed out that James Comey may be actually very helpful in this process to the president. General Keane, always a pleasure. Thank you so much.